to Craft Ventures, where crafting meets adventures. And today I'm going to be showing you how to block your projects. This can be done with granny squares, sweaters, kind of any project that you want to have either a nice perfect square or possibly even some nice pliability to it. So here is my puppy pattern, and as you see, it's a nice perfect square and it's quite pliable. It's got nice drape to it. This is just a regular square, and this is kind of how it starts out. It doesn't really look so nice. It's kind of curled up and everything. So I'm going to show you how to take something like this and turn it into this. As you see, I have a couple other projects currently on the board. So to get started, what you will need is obviously your project. You will need some pins. Typically, I need at minimum 4 pins. For my puppies, I do 4 pins and then 2 on the ears. You will need a towel. Any kind of towel will do, doesn't really matter. Some water, and then a blocking board. So this is just like a child's play mat. I didn't buy an actual blocking board. This works perfect for this project. All right, to get started, we're going to take our granny square and we are going to soak it, drench it in water, and then I will be right back. So we're actually gonna do all 3 of these squares today so you can get a good view of all of it. So I'm gonna get these soaking wet and I'll be right back. All right, so here I have my squares. They're super soaking wet. What I'll do is I'll let them sit in a little bit of water for a couple minutes, sometimes 10 minutes. Just let all of the fibers get really soaked in there and wet. So I've had these sitting and soaking for quite a little bit. And now what I'll do is I'm gonna wring out as much water as I possibly can and squeeze it out. Doesn't need to be perfect. The next step will definitely help. So just wring them all out really well. All right, now is where our towel will come in handy. So we're gonna take our towel, just let me scooch this up. You don't really need a big towel for this. Any kind of towel will truthfully do. What I'm gonna do is we're gonna roll up the project. So I'm gonna take my damp square. You can do 1 at a time or you can do multiple, whatever you feel most comfortable with. I'm just gonna start with 1. So with my square, I will be folding it and I'm gonna roll it into a really, really tight burrito, like so. And then I take my knuckles and kind of just squeeze out as much water as possible. We do this so that it's not too damp and we do not kind of create mold, because this will have to sit out for a few days. And then I'm going to do it once more again, roll it on out, and push as much water out. All right, so there's my first one. Now I'll show you, I can just do 2 at a time. Fold it and roll it super duper tight and push out as much water. Beautiful. All right, now that that is done, we will begin the actual blocking process. So blocking, you're just going to be using pins now to kind of pin it into position and into the shape that you want. So the goal with these is to essentially get them to be a nice perfect square. So I'm going to take my pins and I'm going to go into the corner. And essentially what I'm doing, I'm not actually going to stick the yarn. I'm just going to go around it like so. And then I'm going to pin it down. So we're going to pin 1 corner and do it in all 4 corners. Kind of nice, give it a nice stretch. And if it's not as perfect as you want it in the beginning, that's perfectly fine. You can always adjust. So the nice thing if you do end up purchasing an actual blocking board is usually there's measurements so you can kind of see where you want the square to be so that they can all be identical. Again, I don't really care too much. I just want these to kind of get a square shape. And I'm cheap. I like to save money wherever I can. So again, a little play mat, and this is a small one. It's about a 3 by 3 mat. It works perfect. If you feel like it, you can totally add more pins and pin it as many times as you'd like. But I'm just going to keep it simple and do 4 pins. So again, this is my puppy pattern. You can purchase this on my website. It's a super easy, beginner-friendly pattern, and I'm super excited to show you all what we can make with that pattern. So, now that our squares are blocked and kind of like pinned in place to where I would like them to be, what I will do is I will let this sit for 24 to 48 hours until it is completely dry. You don't want it to be soaking wet anymore. You want it to be 100% dry. So as I feel it right now, it's still a little damp. These ones have been sitting out for a day or so, so they're kind of almost done. But again, the longer you set it, the nice perfect square you'll end up with. So again, here's my puppy pattern. I hope you enjoyed this blocking tutorial. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. I'd love to help you out as much as I can. And don't forget to stay crafty and stay adventurous. Bye!